The National Assembly has restated its commitment to reforming the nation's electoral laws ahead of 2027 general elections with the aim of strengthening democracy, deepening transparency, and restoring public trust in the electoral process. The assurance came on Monday during a public hearing organized by Joint Commission on Electoral Matters of both the Senate and House of Representatives at the National Assembly complex in Abuja. Correspondent Kuleojo now reports.
Speaking at the opening session of the public hearing, the Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, represented by the Chief Whip of the Senate, Senator Tahir Monguno, said every generation of Nigerians has a duty to renew and refine the principle of democracy to reflect the aspirations of its people. He described electoral reform as the lifeblood of democracy, stressing that the credibility of leadership depends on the legitimacy of the process that produces it. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, represented by the House Majority Leader, Honorable Julius Iwovere, explained that the ongoing process will eventually lead to a repeal of the Electoral Act 2022 and the enactment of a new improved framework well before the 2027 elections.
Every generation of Nigerians must in its turn polish the mirror of democracy so that it reflects the truth of its age and the hope of its people. Laws like nations must adopt or they decay. The Electoral Act of 2022 served a noble purpose, but experience has taught us that perfection is a pursuit, not a possession. The law we make today must correct the weakness of yesterday and prepare the ground for the victories of tomorrow.
This effort will eventually culminate in the repeal of the Electoral Act of 2022 and the enactment of a new Electoral Act, which we hope to see signed into law well ahead of the 2027 general elections to enable the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to be properly guided and adequately prepared.
The Joint Committee Chairman, Senator Simon Lalong and Honorable Adebayo Balogun emphasized the dynamic nature of law and the need for Nigeria's legal framework to evolve in line with the current realities.
Elections are the lifeblood of democracy, and the legal framework that governs them must be robust, responsive, and reflective of the realities of our time. This public hearing is a clear demonstration of the leadership of the National Assembly as well as the Joint Committee to open governance and citizen participation.
I might not be able to elaborate on all the areas that we considered for amendments, but I will mention a few which are of interest to the public, such as the early voting, which means that people on essential duties will be able to have a week or two opportunity to vote earlier than the others. Non-compulsory use of PVC has been agitated by the populists.
The lawmaker reiterated that the electoral reform remains one of the key pillars of the 10th National Assembly's legislative agenda, stressing that credible elections are indispensable to national stability and democratic consolidation. From the Nigerian Senate, Kunle Ojo, Galaxy TV.